Good evening, Internet. Welcome back to another night of Talks about horror movies for probably far too long. I'm It's all just over my shoulder. Tonight we're going to be talking about Insidious Out of the Further. This is the newest Insidious movie. Over the past week and a half, I've watched through the previous five just to kind of catch up on the series, remind myself what it's about, see the through lines, see the patterns as they emerge. I really enjoyed the first Insidious movie. Two, not so much. Three, I liked the character work, but there was a loss of charm with directing. Four, I think, is pretty okay. It's got kind of the same atmosphere as one. It's got a little bit more of the character work. It's a decent, probably top three in the series. And then I really liked five. So I went into Insidious Out of the Further, thinking about the through lines, thinking about the patterns, thinking about the series as a whole. If you haven't been to one of these before, I'm going to go through kind of the first act together. If you're worried about spoilers, I'll give you a jumping off point before we get into anything really spoilery. And then if you want to stop the video there, you can. Otherwise, we can go through it together and we can just talk about the whole movie. So, first few scenes of the movie, we are introduced to our main character, Gemma, when she is a young girl. Her mom is going through an apparent psychotic episode. She is falling asleep at the table. She's losing time. Seems very disoriented. Gemma wakes up in the middle of the night. She goes down to the kitchen. Her mom is standing there with a knife. Her mom rushes at her, and Gemma screams, but her mom just runs right past her. Later, Gemma finds her mother in the bathroom, in the showers, just standing in the shower. Her mom says, "Watch me," and then she starts bashing her head into the shower wall. The door slams shut. There's some kind of paranormal activity happening here. And then there is blood. Jump forward in time. Gemma is now a grown woman. She has her own daughter who's about the same age as she was when her mother was, when her mother's life was ended. Gemma is a dentist. She works at a dental office. She's apparently pretty good at it. And Gemma starts having these very intense and very realistic nightmares. There are three people in her neighborhood who kind of dress like denizens of the further. They wear these old-fashioned clothes. They have the pale skin. They have this really intense look in their eyes. They look like denizens of the further, but for all intents and purposes, they appear to be human. Gemma starts having these dreams. It seems like these dreams have something to do with these creepy neighbors. And she starts seeing visions of her mom. She crawls through Gemma's pillow fort, which I think that is in every trailer. She crawls into the pillow fort, and the pillow fort is suddenly this liminal space with these three creepy neighbors in it. And she wakes up from one of these nightmares with something in her bed that probably shouldn't be there. When she was a young girl, and she was suffering through this stuff with her mother, she had a flashlight, and she had a good job sticker on one of her homework assignments. She peeled the sticker off of her homework assignment, put it on the flashlight, and then the nights that her mother lost her life, the flashlight was kind of lost. So she wakes up from one of these nightmares while holding the flashlight in her nightmare, and the flashlight is in her bed, like something out of A Nightmare on Elm Street. She starts looking for answers, and in the nightmares, in this other world that she's inhabiting, she finds Elise. Elise is a recurring character from the first five movies. She is she helps people when they're suffering from these paranormal events. And so Gemma finds Elise. She tracks her down in the real world, and then they come up with an answer for what is happening to her. And that is that she is a traveler, like Josh from the first two films and the fifth film. But she's also a little bit more, because she can bring things from the further into the material plane, and she can bring things from the material plane into the further. So Elise calls her a courier. So that's kind of the setup for the movie. My general thoughts about it are that I like the first half. The first half has a lot of really well constructed scenes. Like, a lot of the scenes in this movie are well constructed. They don't fall into the trappings of some other popular horror films where you kind of feel like it's just dragging on. There's a lot of like setup. There's a lot of payoff. We get to be really familiar with the spaces in the scenes. We get to kind of get familiar with the reality of the scenes before the surreality comes in and takes over. It doesn't have that charm that the first one has. It doesn't really have that maturity that the fifth one has. It is well directed, but it doesn't really have the substance of the past movies. It feels like they started with melodrama and paranormal activity, and then they were like, wait, let's just make it a Insidious film. And then the second half, very heavy turn into like horror action thriller. Very heavy turn from what we've seen in the past. This series, they do the action-y kind of endings a lot, where there's like something is coming for you and you've got to escape it, and you've got to hold a door closed, or you've got to hold somebody off. They do that a lot. This one, it kind of jumps the shark with doing it like too much. So those are my general thoughts about the story. Those are my general thoughts about the directing. It's weird because it doesn't feel like an Insidious film. It Up until Elise showed up, I very much was like, why is this an Insidious film? Why isn't this some other, like, why isn't this an original work? Why isn't this some other franchise? It doesn't feel like an Insidious film up to kind of like the center point. And then Elise comes in and you're like, okay, I kind of get it. But then after that, it kind of jumps the shark. So I can't say that I recommend it. It does have like decent stuff in it. I think that if you're someone who's interested in like horror cinematography, you might enjoy it. I think that if you're someone who is like a big fan of the series, you might enjoy it as well. But it is a little bit like heavy on the like director wanting to play with his toys, the director wanting to take it in a new direction, the director wanting to do like new stuff that hasn't been done in the series before. And you really feel that in the second half of the film. So that's my general thoughts. Those are my general reviews. If you guys would like to get out of here before I start talking about spoilers, now's the time. I'm going to take a drink, and then once I come back, I'll start talking about spoilers. All right. So if you're still here, I am assuming that you are okay with spoilers for the story. Um, so Elise tells Gemma that she is a courier, that she can curry things between the further and the material plane, and she can take things from the material plane back to the further. Um, she alludes to Insidious 5 when Josh and his son overcome the red-faced demon and close the red door. But she says, when you close a red door in the further, another red door opens, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why? Why is that how it works, right? But another red door has opened and this other demon has come out of this other red door. This demon is someone who used to be a man, a cult leader by the name of Cyrus Lamb, Lam, like Eliza Lamb, the girl who was found in the water tank after supposedly playing the elevator game. It's weird that that's his name. Like Eliza Lamb was a victim of, it seems like, a psychotic episode. She was not a cult leader. She was not someone who was hurting people. So it's weird to call him Lamb. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe they weren't aware of the Eliza Lamb case. Struck me as odd choice. Cyrus Lamb was a cult leader, and his thing was that he would kill people, turn them into ghosts in the further, and then promise to bring them back into the material plane. So at some point, he was killed, and he started looking in the further for a way to bring demons over into our plane. When Gemma sees this medium who is channeling Eliza, not Eliza, Elise, getting my names mixed up. When she finds this medium who is channeling Elise, she has a vision of these demons coming into the material plane and causing an Armageddon, an invasion of demons into our world. And so she realizes that she needs to stop it. Meanwhile, she is becoming her mother. She is irritable at her daughter. She keeps snapping at her. She keeps falling asleep because Cyrus keeps putting her to sleep. The acolytes keep putting her to sleep. They use some kind of like blood magic in order to keep her like worn down and keep her traveling into the further so that she can bring things back. The first few times that she had nightmares, it seems like they were experimenting, trying to see what she could take between the two worlds. The first time it was the flashlight. The second time it was a brooch with the Cyrus Lamb initials in the back of it. While she's going through her mother's stuff in the garage, she finds a ring with CL, Cyrus Lamb, engraved in it. And the brooch and the ring match. The CL is exactly the same. So she realizes that she needs to stop it. Her and the medium and Eliza, I did it again. Her and the medium and Elise and her boyfriend, a cop named Menendez. I think it was Menendez. Her boyfriend, the cop, come up with this plan that they're going to act as bait and enter into the red door. They're going to draw Cyrus into the red door. Then they're going to exit the red door and close it behind them, and he'll be locked inside. Doesn't work. Basically, everything that can go wrong goes wrong. So the boyfriend is supposed to track down the acolytes in the real world to keep them from helping Cyrus in the further. He is able to find two of them, but he's not able to find the third one. So the third one is just standing there, like helping the demons get through into our world. Cyrus is able to find a plan B. You may have already picked up on it. Gemma's mother, Ingrid, was a courier. She was haunted by Cyrus in her life. That's what led her to take her own life. And she was able to curry things between the further and the material plane. Gemma is a courier. She's able to vary things between the further and the material plane. And Gemma's daughter, Maya, is also a courier. So while Gemma is trying to lure Cyrus into this red door, Cyrus goes after Maya, and he uses her to enter into the material plane. I feel like I've just explained like a convoluted comic book to somebody for the first time. Like, so the powers, the superheroes, all that stuff. Cyrus comes into our world. He knocks out the boyfriend. He takes Maya. He and his acolyte in the further are passing demons into the material plane. Gemma and Elise come up with a plan that they are going to Elise is going to deal with the helper, the acolyte, and Gemma is going to find Maya and help her. So they split up. Uh, Elise hitches a ride in the acolyte's body, comes into the kitchen where Maya is being used as the doorway, picks her up and carries her out of the house. Meanwhile, Gemma, Elise tells Gemma, if you focus hard enough, you can take anything from the material plane into the further. So Gemma comes down. She comes through all of the demons from the first and second movie. You see flashbacks and references to a lot of the demons that we've already seen. The woman with the shotgun, the three people on the couch, the red-faced demon, the black, the bride in black. I think it was the bride in black. You see references to a bunch of these demons. She goes through the crowd. She goes and she grabs the door and she holds the door. Maya is like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave my mom behind. She goes and she tries to open the door, but Gemma holds it so that she can't open it. She says, Maya, you have to let go. So Maya lets go, like begrudgingly, and then Gemma teleports the entire house with all the demons into the further. What? What the fuck is this movie? What is that like? Why? Why is that a plot point, right? And I can see every like decision that led up to that point. It's like, what if we did like a poltergeist thing where we have the house disappear? What if we like, what if Gemma were like a superhero? What if she had these kind of like superhero powers and she was able to like just take the whole house with her? Like I can see the decisions in the writing process. This is a movie about family dramas with ghosts in it. Like, why did that make it to the screen? So yeah, I think that this movie jumped the shark just a little bit. I think that the first half is the stronger half of it, and then it veers off into like action horror thriller land. So yeah, like I said in the first half, like a lot of it is very well constructed. You get to see like the bedroom where everything is happening, and then things start happening in the bedroom. The further is a mirror, a dark mirror of the material world. So you get to see the bedroom in our material world, and then you get to see like what happens when things in the further are affecting it. The space of this house. This is a huge house. It's a very lovely house. You kind of get to see it from child Gemma's point of view when she is like walking around. She's taking the garbage out. She's going into the garage to get TV dinner out of the deep freeze. And then you get to see it from her point of view as an adult, and it's the same house. Her boyfriend is always teasing her about like, you know, you're living in the same house where this tragedy happened. You're going to have some bleed through. And she's like, it's not the house, it's me. Which was the theme of the first movie. So yeah, there's a lot here. I think that if you're a fan of the series, you might like this one. If you are someone who appreciates like horror directing, there's a lot of like good shots. There's a lot of like good development. However, I don't think I can recommend it just because like, what is that ending? What is this? Why are we making this into a Marvel movie, right? Why are the stakes and the powers and all of that? Why is that all getting bigger? Uh, yeah. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you thought. If you saw this movie, did you think that the ending was good? Did you think that it was bad? I saw a YouTube video the other day. I saw the title. I didn't watch the video, but it was like, what happened to the series? And during the first half, I was like, I don't get it. Like it seems just like uh, a regular horror movie. If anything, it doesn't feel like an Insidious movie because it's lacking on the family drama. And then you hit that halfway point and it turns into an action thriller horror. And I'm like, oh, that's what you mean. Um, yeah. What did you guys think? Did you think that it was, did you think it was a good like twist on the formula? Did you think that it was a good movie? Did you like the Marvelization of it? All of that stuff. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for joining me for another night of talking about horror movies for probably far too long. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Good night.